All right, this will be the People News. Okay, not an attorney, not giving legal advice. Okay, educational purposes only. And we never look straight forward. We always look around us, be able to protect ourselves by any means necessary. We got to think outside the box sometimes. Okay. Um, Here in Texas, we technically do not have a judicial branch. They're all magistrates. Okay, and right or wrong, that's where it's at, and that's the reason why we go to federal court. If we, in fact, had real qualified judges and magistrates, we would not need federal courts, would we? So think about that. Why would we need to go into federal courts if we had honorable judges and magistrates in your particular state? Okay? Let that quander for a second. If they was honorable, operating in good faith, why would we need it? All right. Again, remember, the oath of office always got to be correct. Okay? We are being dumbed down and not doing our research and our due diligence. Okay? If the oath of office says, if everything's even in there correctly, which is not, the sheer thing of them saying, so help me God, in there, well, that's not in the original text of the oath of office from the beginning of Congress, and it's not in the revised statute of the Title 4, Title 6, Chapter 4, Section 101. All right. Nobody is actually having a correct oath of office. They're escaping liability due to that. And we are not holding them to the fire, saying, hey, your oath of office is incorrect. Then you got the other ones, 543 and all these other oaths of office. But the main one is Article 6, Chapter 4, 101. Every agency that deals with the government, CPS, every lady, man in CPS is supposed to take this oath. Okay? Even if they don't take any other oath, they have to take that one. Alright? And they're not doing it.
There's one called a writ of coram non judice, and that means that it's a court with no lawful judge, because it can only be a true court if the judge has both an oath and a bond. The oath and bond, that the judgment or any actions from a court coram non judice is void on its face to the beginning. But a writ of error of coram nobis is for a court case that's already happened, and they either have to correct the defects in the record or discharge the case.
Okay, so that's the reason why you go in there and scan everything. All right, so I've seen paperwork. All right, and look at your own. Okay, let's say go with, since I did other videos, Ector County. Okay, well it says a particular way of writing, right? Grammar. Ector County, which is all in caps. The Court of Ector County. Then somewhere on that list, they change the writings and they change the words, and then they say Ector County Courts. They changed it, but it could be on the same paperwork. Well, that's error. Which jurisdiction? Just that one little simple thing puts that whole case in error, because it's two different jurisdictions, and it needs to be clear what jurisdiction you're under. Right? The spelling, all caps, under caps, all that. Ector County, the Court of Ector County, they have their own separations, their own jurisdiction. And like I said just a second ago, right? They're putting it on the same document, but it's a different jurisdiction. That's an error.
Writ of coram non judice. That means for an ongoing case. That's for an ongoing case. The writ of error of coram nobis is for a case that's already happened, like you were saying there, Anthony. And you can take a look at it. And at the bottom, there's a footnote that says what a court is under international law. And we are governed by international law. Clint, you might want to show them 28 USC 1602, 16.
Okay, that would be the law of nation, right? They actually have pretty good stuff in there that upholds your rights, right? They say citizens is the government employees, right? But we walk around saying we're citizens. Well, you're agreeing that you're a government employee, which the statutes, codes, rules, and regulations apply to you. And the judge can't argue with you. You went in there with the wrong standing. Okay? Same thing. I go in there as a man. Okay? I'm standing on the Constitution of inalienable rights. Right? But if I go in there and say I'm a person, well, I'm in the wrong standing. So the judge has to go by the person. Okay? Because you agreed to that. Or you're in silence acquiescence and tacit agreed to it. Or it's implied. This implies a dirty, dirty word for kings to do whatever they want to do to you. This implied thing is ridiculous.
02, which is the beginning of the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act. Okay, it's 1602 to 1611. Everybody thinks, oh, foreign sovereign. No, that means like France and England. No, that means you. We're all foreign to each other, and we're also foreign to the United States government. It's called the Principles of Foreign Sovereign Immunity. The whole idea is you have your own court. The only time it's not effective is if it's against something that's happened.
I'm going to go back with bouncing back off that, right? Do you have a right to get remedy from harm that's been done to you? Yes or no? Okay? Well, if you have that right to get remedy, then you have a right to access the court to get that remedy. Okay? What we're doing, we're going in under the privilege, okay, which is McDonald's and Burger King. Well, they're asking the courts for the privilege for the controversy going on, all right, which enhances what? The person, right? They're thinking you're McDonald's and you're arguing with Burger King because we stayed in silence acquiescence and tacit agreed to them terms, okay? We didn't go in there demanding our right to access the court, which, by the way, is free because it is our court. Judges cannot demand, you cannot film in there in your right standing in your court. Okay? They're telling you can't film because they're saying you are acting in a privilege. Okay? So let's get this clear that there is actually two courts right there, even with administrative or all these other names to these superior courts or supreme courts. What they are in fact saying is that you must ask permission to film in a court of a privilege. Okay? Read the Constitution, right? They're allowed to be public, right? Well, if I film in there, that is public. That's a right. But you're going in there under a privilege, right? So, if I have a right, they can't charge me. As a matter of fact, that's in a lot of state constitutions that not to be charged. Okay? Texas kind of missed that one. And then we go back into counsel, right? I have a right to counsel, not attorney. Why? Because before 42, 45, that's when the first bar member enter the first state. Okay, that's when they become corporate bar members. But people, I challenge you this. How do we operate without them before then? Sit and think about it. Why are you held in contempt? Because you decided to pick somebody that knows more about the law than you, but you did not get a licensed attorney. When I have a counsel of my choosing. But they said, oh, no, you have to pick a bar member. It's got a bar card. That's not my choosing. So they're violating the right on that, which I believe is the Sixth Amendment of my choosing. All right? You got to listen to these trickery of words. And they're putting you in this box to benefit who? Them. And they get to have all these rules and regulations that I can commit a crime and never spend 2 minutes in jail. However, over a traffic ticket, you could spend a couple of days in jail. Sit and think about it, people. Is that not crooked or not? And then the sovereign citizen thing you guys talk about sometimes. Well, under the definition of breaking the law and think the law does not apply, but if you got judges and cops and all them thinking that, by their own definition, what are they calling themselves? Just saying. Think about it.
Against another sovereign, then it has to be adjudicated by a jury of your peers in common law.
All right. Well, anyway, that's for my record. I'm just going to kind of end it there. But it's a thought. Just so we the people news. Bye, y'all.